Calling out all my nerds, freaks, and geeks. It's mob time.
Don't tune in cause it's showtime. Go ahead and call the gang up for the one time. Rap, food, rhyme, got them on the line. And my life's still great, I'm doing just fine. Hands up.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to the Blerd Mob, your hub for all things black and nerdy. I am your host, Phoop, joined by my two co-hosts, Ryun and Antoine. And we're here for episode 56 of the Blerd Mob podcast. We're going to be doing some recaps of the summer anime 2025 season, talk about what we're watching for the fall, and just catching up on all of the things that we've been watching since the past episode. We've been putting a lot of mob reviews out on our social media page, so we're just going to be going through that. If you want to see those mob reviews, make sure you go to our social media pages. We're on Instagram at the Blerd Mob Pod, we're on Twitter at the Blerd Mob, and you can find us on Facebook if you're on Facebook at the Blerd Mob Podcast, and check those out as well. But let's go ahead and get into the show. How y'all boys doing today?
Vibing. I had a time last night, found a new speakeasy bar, the Cache in Texas. It was really lovely, good drinks. Went to my favorite After That Parliament, and I woke up this morning thinking I was going to be late to the pod just for my fellow pod mates to, joke on me. But you know what? I accepted because I set myself confused. Up for that.
That boy woke up confuddled.
Look, my birthday coming up. I'm closer to 30 than I am 20. And, sometimes things just change when you get older, bro.
He said his birthday coming up and we in October.
It's my birthday in December. It's not coming up.
It's coming, but it's not coming up.
It's less than 60 days away. It's less than 60 days away.
It's on the way. Is it coming up? But it's on the way.
It's on the horizon.
It's on the horizon.
You know what? I see what type of podcast episode this is going to be today. I see what's going on here.
We'll see. We'll see if we can keep the vibes. Yo, so Ron has spread the car plague to me. Because I just had to spend like $700 to get some shit fixed on my car the other day. Yeah. And the dude was like, yeah, this needs to be fixed. Do you want to do that today? And I was thinking about all the traveling I have to do this month. And I was like, yeah, just do it. Just do it. Whatever you find, just do it.
And look, that's what really be getting you, though. It's not them saying, oh, you need to get this fixed or your car's going to tear the fuck up. It's when you're like, dang, I do need to do like a 10-hour drive soon. Do I want to get into a crash because my brakes went out? Yeah, go on and fix that. Go on and clean that. Replace everything.
You can say, when it comes to certain shit, you can be like, I know my car. Like, if the gas running a little bit low, you can be like, I know my car. He said the brake pads need to be replaced. I don't know you like that. I don't know you like that.
Phoop said, how bad are the brake pads? Oh, ma'am, they're bare. There's none of that rubber foam. None of that's there. Oh, that's why it's been squeaking. Yeah, replace it.
You said they do the little, with Honda, they do the little multi-point inspection thing. Them jumps were dead red. Big red. I was like, yeah.
All right, now you knew you should have fixed. Now you knew you should have fixed those. They should have told you that was low when you got your oil change.
I mean, they did the oil change. They did all of that yesterday.
The last time you got an oil change?
I don't remember the last time I got an oil change. Honestly, I know it was before. I moved because I took my car to Honda a couple times before I left because I had to get some things fixed on there before my parents came up here and saw that I towed up this car. But one of the times I took it up to Honda, it was an oil change. But I know I had to get the windshield fixed. I broke the glove box. I had to get the glove box fixed.
She said, just get it all. Get it all.
Get it all.
Here's my thing. Them brakes ain't go red overnight. That's my whole thing. I like for them to be red. I like they was yellow a few months ago.
I mean, they might have been yellow a few months ago, but like they didn't say it needed to like immediately be replaced. But given the fact that I had to I drove it cross country to move, and then I did a couple trips in between. It was like, yeah, them jumps probably gone now.
Or you pull up to the drive-thru.
I didn't have the music, so everybody hearing on the outside. I'm just in the
truck. Yeah, we heard you pulling up. You heard me.
We heard my music.
Uh-uh.
She said, I ain't hear nothing.
You need somebody to take you to the Honda. We pull up to the window. We don't do tow trucks. What?
That's crazy.
Yo. But you haven't said anything, Antoine. What Ryan said the last
she put
time?
you on the
God,
spot.
family football. You put him on the spot last time.
Yeah, I don't know. But me and Portia went to this hot pot, well, not hot pot place though, but this Korean barbecue spot yesterday. That was nice. But we did as we always do and went in there and ordered too much food. Struggled to finish.
Always.
I was making fun of Antoine from that scene on Harry Potter where they went in when Dumbledore had to keep drinking that stuff. I said, you gotta keep eating like you said.
Dumbledore, headmaster, you got to keep going.
You gotta keep drinking like you said.
You have to keep going.
Yeah.
You gotta
get it away from me, no, headmaster.
We always do that though. We always like underestimate Korean barbecue and like the meat that they bring out, and it was the same thing with hot pot, and I was just like,
yeah, had to start leaning back. We got full.
Yeah,
you had to unbutton your pants if you had jeans on. Said, you know what, it ain't going.
I had on sweatpants, so them just exploded.
Oh, you was in there. You was in there. She said the drawstring wasn't even tied up.
Ain't ready.
Might have had to untie the drawstring.
There you go. There you go. Double knot that whole. She said, "Let me lose some one of these knots."
Hold on.
Someone need to play like the Big Back song in the background while we talk.
Big back. But no, the Korean barbecue was cool. That was my first time doing like a revolving sushi type restaurant, so that was cool.
Sushi was good.
Yeah,
I feel like they didn't have they did have options, but as far as things that I was interested in, at least I didn't see a lot up there.
You like to cook sushis with all the sauces and stuff on them?
I didn't even see a lot of cooked sushi, to be honest.
I didn't see no cooked sushi up there. I mean,
So,
the stuff we had was good, but like after a while, you just kept seeing the same things going around. So I don't know, like they process on like how they re-up the conveyor belt, but
yeah,
after you get the things you want and keep seeing the shit that you don't want, it's just like, okay, revolving sushi.
Right.
They said bring out the
it's
hot
pretty
pot
to look at, I guess.
Yeah. But all right, friends, let's get into our first topic of the day. Let's do our summer 2025 anime recap. So that's going to include Dandadan Season 2, which we have a mob review out for on Instagram or social media. Gachiakuta Season 1, the summer half. We'll talk a little bit about Kaiju No. 8 Season 2, but we do have a mob review for that. So make sure you check that out after you check out this episode. Clevatess, Tougen Anki Season 1, the summer half. Lord of Mysteries, and the Rising of Shield Hero Season 4. So let's just start with the stuff that I know all three of us watch. Dandadan Season 2. Did you guys have any final thoughts on that?
I enjoyed it. I probably said this before, but the first part of the season was really good. That's when they did what's the eye? Yeah, the Evil Eye. And that part was really good. That's the part that was released in theaters that I did not see in theaters. But it was good. It was really good. The second part, it was kind of just your average Dandadan stuff, mayhem, but it wasn't bad though.
I liked it all the way up to the point where they did the Megazord thing that they did at the end was cool. However, I'm not a big fan of when we start going into mechs and Megazord. So then I was like, okay, now you're losing me a little bit. Like, it's cool how we're all in this thing and we're being silly about it, but at the same time, now you're losing my interest. I thought the season was pretty good, but it was just that one piece for me. And that's not necessarily Dandadan's fault. That's just my own personal interest.
Yeah. I'm more so aligned with Antoine. Like, the first half, I was pretty locked in. But then after the Evil Eye arc, saga, whatever you want to call it, I feel like that's when it got to the point where I'm like, I'm like 3 days behind. I didn't watch Dandadan this weekend. And I just started to lose interest. Like, the Megazord episode where Buddy with the heavyset doing them dinosaurs or whatever started coming up, I think I was like looking away from my phone. I had it on dub. I was like, this ain't really grabbing me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
No, I was just gonna agree those last couple set of episodes when they brought in I can't remember his name, but him like I've been here the whole time and the kaiju stuff situation. I was like, okay, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah, it kind of felt like their version of like filler because it didn't really add anything to story for me, unless he's going to be a new main character, I guess, which he could be. But I guess the way they did it, it kind of just felt like a big filler to me.
Yeah, because I thought they were getting somewhere because they found the other golden ball. They found. Unfortunately, I have to say this. They found Okaru's other testicle. They found his other ball. So I thought we were getting into another like few episodes of like how to get that. And I guess they did, but the way that it was executed just felt silly. Like what Antoine saying, it felt like a filler episode and not like this is something we're actually trying to retrieve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it felt like the stakes were lost. Like I was like, oh, I thought we was like focusing on something serious now. You know, we just with Evil Eye, y'all had this little mini training arc. Y'all Okaru and Momo's love triangle with Evil. What's the buddy name who got Evil Eye stuck in her? I forgot it. Hell, we can call him Peter for all I care.
What's his name?
But it was like all of those moments, seeing their romance build up. I was like, this was interesting. And then it's like the ball dropped or something. Like I don't know. Maybe I just want like main story items to just be apparent and done. But it just wasn't really grabbing me for real in that latter half of the season.
It's GG. That's
GG. Yeah.
Like the Evil Eye situation.
But what I do like about Dandadan that I still like that it is one of the few battle shonens that really approach romance in a more genuine, realistic way. Like that's probably the biggest grab for me with Dandadan. Outside of that, I don't just love the series as much as other anime fans tend to appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But that is the one thing that really sticks out to me. And the animation. Not overly saturated, but that's even those running down the stairs and they maintain those unique angles. It made me think about.
Yeah, that was cool.
When you were talking about Demon Slayer and how the movie and how they did a really good job at like spacing and letting you know like Zenitsu's here, his other proteges over here, and how they really kept the dynamics going. You could see what's going on. Mm-hmm. Dandadan still has really top tier animation, or rather movement, and I love that.
Yeah, that's fair. I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, I can't say I put Dandadan at the top of any list or anything like that, but it's a cool show. Like I'm not mad at it. It's definitely unique too, in my opinion. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
I would agree. It's definitely something. It's an entertaining watch, but I think still Dandadan hasn't done anything like mind blowing or groundbreaking to where like, oh, I get it now. I understand it now.
Mm-hmm. I look forward to what they got coming though.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if there's like 3 anime running in a season, kind of similar to this season, it was a lot. It's the one that I'm going to check out last. Like, if I got 4 episodes of different stuff to watch, I'm going to watch Dandadan 5th.
That's fair. But, so moving on to the next one, Gachiakuta Season 1. I didn't finish it.
Loser.
You had homework. You did not.
I did have homework. I did have homework, and I watched something else instead. I did.
Just say you don't like it. Just say, well, don't let us peer pressure you. Just say you don't like it. It's okay.
It's not that I don't like it. I think it was just I got so far behind, and now just sitting there and I'm gonna get caught up today because the only things that I have to do today is watch clothes and sit and watch clothes. So that's a perfect opportunity for me to get caught up. Mm-hmm. But 2 days ago, it wasn't happening.
We hear you. Well. I was started off with Gachiakuta. Gachiakuta, second to another anime we're going to talk about, rather Danwa, is one of the top tier shows this season for me. Like, Gachiakuta really impressed me. The art style, music, the plot, the power system is pretty different and unique. Like, obviously, a lot of shonen power systems can seem very similar. Like, oh, you got your innate energy. But the fact that they based it around, oh, once you cherish an object, it usually develops its own unique power. And now we're seeing that Rudo's, what do they call them? What do they call the objects when they get their powers?
The something instruments.
Yeah. Your vital instruments.
Yeah, vital instruments.
So we're learning that his vital instrument has a specialty, like it's like a part of a special series. And now we get introduced to this one girl who's like a temporary villain. And her whole storyline for these past couple episodes, absolutely beautiful, triggering for some people, but the way they executed was very tasteful. And it does make you go like, dang, that's what happened to her? Like, it, very tasteful, but we're getting into more of the lore and the history of their vital instruments. We're starting to see the villain group a little bit. Everybody loved the dread-headed dude who was like psychotic, and I loved him too. He was lit. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, it seems like we really finna get into meat and potatoes of everything. It seems like we got a pretty nice widespread character ensemble. I love Engine. I love the dude who had the long hair and he used like a little net staff styled vital instrument against an old girl. It's been good. This whole season has just been very fun to watch for me.
I'll say I've been enjoying Gachiakuta too. I feel like I'm really invested in the story of the plot of what they got going on. I want to see how all of that has come to be. Like, how are those people down there? How did they end up there? How did all of them end up down there? Like, I kind of just want to know the background. So they got me hooked on that aspect. And like Ryan said, they introduced us to the series of the vital points that not vital points,
Rudo and old girl.
Yeah, that they have. So I'm really curious to know like how that came to be. So it's been pretty good. This also a show that I would consider to be pretty unique and different. That one of those later episodes, like Ryan said, was kind of I can see how that is triggering for people. I was kind of surprised that they put that in there. I guess I wasn't expecting it. But
it kept you off guard until you really realized what's going on.
Me off guard. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, like the art style change. You're like, wow. Oh,
I was like, it's one of these type of shows.
Thought this was a classy party.
I was not expecting that, but when they did, though, it just made me feel like they're a bit more serious than I was expecting them. This show is a bit more serious than I was expecting it to be, and I was like, okay, I'm with it.
Antoine, you know what it reminded me of? Because I don't want to completely spoil it for Phoop. It reminded, because, the mangaka behind Gachiakuta was a student of the mangaka behind Fire Force and Soul Eater. And you remember how in Fire Force they showed you a scene with Joker and his old organization, and it really makes you go, oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Joker's kind of messed up in the head. Oh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it like they really maintain those dark, realistic elements without just throwing it in your face like Berserk would.
Right. They don't put it right on the table, but you're going to know exactly
what they're talking about. Like, they ain't throw it on your plate, but you know it's right there. And you're like, ooh, this became interesting. This is,
yeah. I was like, yikes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get caught up today. It just went in me to do it when y'all told me to.
Feel you.
And Phoop, I think you'll enjoy it. It's one of those things where it's like, I like me some dark anime and stuff, but it's kind of like a big old tone shift in comparison to, like, say, since we're just talking about Dandadan, the tone shift is a little different.
Yeah. And it's not like I don't like Gachiakuta, and I'm still standing on the same thing that when we first talked about it. At this point of where I'm at, nothing has really happened that's really like snatched me up about Gachiakuta yet. Like, it has my attention, but there's nothing like anchoring me to keep up with it for real. But I am going to get caught up just so I can understand the things that you guys were saying, and then so I can be caught up for the later half. But I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Nothing that's really stuck the landing for me yet.
They put that New Orleans bounce music in it.
They did what?
They put that New Orleans bounce music in it. That was like, I was like, okay, all right.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hold
on. I ain't gonna lie. They got a nice little soundtrack. Yeah.
I don't like the intro. I don't, which is surprising because I do like the heavy metal stuff.
Really?
But I don't like that. I don't like that intro.
It gave me a similar feeling to, I think, the unique kind of like psychotic aspects of the new current Kaiju intro, where it's like,
I don't like the new Kaiju intro either.
Really?
So I guess that makes sense. If that reminded you of the Kaiju number 8 season 2 intro, I didn't like that intro either. I like Kaiju number 8 season 1. I like that intro.
This season 2 one has grown on me. I think I'm starting to like it.
I stopped
I didn't
listening
like
to
it at
it.
first.
Once I found out I didn't like it.
I know. You skip it. You skip it.
Once I don't like the intro, I'm skipping. Y'all know I love an anime intro down. I really like Dandadan's intro. Now I'll sit through that.
Funny enough, Phoop, I'm like the opposite. Like a lot of intros haven't been sticking out to me lately. Like I'll recognize some of them, but like last one that really stuck out was Mashal. But Gachakuta's intro, I was like, oh, I like this little vibe.
You didn't like Dandadan season 1's intro?
Season 1 was solid because it was like, wasn't it like the same people who made Mashals? I think. Yeah. Season 1 got me, but like Gachiakuta was the one I was like, oh, this is really setting the vibe. Like I didn't
like
Gachiakuta though.
It was like it was too much going on. So first when it came on and they was doing like the heavy metal stuff, and I was like, okay, because I like the heavy metal stuff. But then when everything that was something got like overstimulated somewhere in the middle of their intro, and I was like, I don't like this anymore.
She said too much.
For real, like something got overstimulating in the middle of their intro, and I was like, I don't like this.
I ain't mad at that. I get it.
Yeah. But my short thing on Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 went nuts. That was my number 1 pick for the summer 2025 anime season. That's all I'm going to say. You need to check out the mob review for all the details and stuff. I'm looking forward to season 3. They did not have to end season 2 like that, but fuck it, we ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish. I'm not going to go too deep into it. Kaiju number 8 season 2 is really good. My biggest worry, I wonder how long this is going to last. The trend of shorter anime seasons. The fact that the manga, I think Phoop told me 18 volumes. That's the only thing that sticks out to me about Kaiju number 8 is like, if this gets really, really good, I gotta be ready for this to end in like 3 to 4 seasons.
I'm curious because we're seeing the trend with these newer animes is like we'll get a couple seasons in a movie. Or we'll get a season in a movie. Like JJK went season movie. Chainsaw Man is doing season movie. I wonder how Kaiju number 8 is going to progress as we go through the series. Like, at what are we going to stay episodic the whole time, or are we going to get a point in the manga where everybody's like, you know what, we can put this in theaters?
I think it depends on how successful it gets, honestly, because like putting stuff in a movie format seems to be the biggest way to get a nice little cash grab. When you put it in theaters, it also gets the hype up for a series. But I think it just depends on how well it performs. Like, we like Kaiju number 8, but I don't know. Like, I'm not aware if Kaiju number 8 is doing, say, JJK, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, all the animes that got movies numbers. I'm not sure about that yet.
I was about to bring that up. Like, as soon as I finished my first statement, I was like, I wonder how much popularity does Kaiju number 8 actually have for them to be like, yeah, we could put this in theaters.
Yeah, because it's like, if we compare it to, like, say, Chainsaw Man, I remember before the anime got announced, I was seeing Denji in his Chainsaw Man form at Comic-Cons like a year in advance. Yeah. Like, I kept seeing the manga fans talk about it. Kaiju number 8, I kind of saw the manga fans talk about it a little bit, like, because I was like deep into like manga YouTube. But outside of like YouTube, I didn't really see it all over my algorithm. And I know algorithms are customized, but in comparison, like Chainsaw Man and other animes, I didn't really see it overly hyped like that. It was up there.
I just saw small stuff like right before it came out. People were talking about it like they can't. The usual stuff. We can't wait to see this being animated and stuff like that. But other than that, I didn't really see anything about it.
That's fair. So maybe not. Maybe this will be one of the new gen that just goes straight episodic from beginning to end.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I still see more about, if you remember that Kagurabachi, when folks was talking about like, oh, what's gonna be the next big 3, the one with this like red background dude with like low eyes and a sword. Yeah. I'm still seeing that manga talked about, and I was like, oh, so I guess it really sat. Because people was getting hyped up over the first couple of chapters in the first volume. I still see that more on my timeline than Kaiju number 8, unless it's like the day an episode releases.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, if it's doing great, it might get a movie, but I don't know how great Kaiju number 8 actually is doing.
That's fair. And I wonder, because season 1 set up a lot of things, but it just wasn't like blow your mind. Like, this just blew my mind. But given everything that happened in season 2, I wonder if it gave it a little kick in popularity?
Possibly, because, and I don't want to ruin the mob review at all, but it's like, I don't know. It depends on how unique it sounds. It seems to people. Like, anime's been like mainstream for like a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even I can watch Kaiju No. 8, and I'm like, I see what you pull from. I see the similarities. Many parts of it are predictable, and I'm like, as people are becoming more accustomed to anime, I don't know if it's like impressing everybody. And I don't know if, like, out here in the West, do we love kaiju monster battles much anymore? Like Godzilla and King Kong, how well does that do out here now?
It does not.
I still love it.
Yeah.
It does, but I'm saying, like, there's a fandom for it, just like there's a fandom for Kaiju No. 8. But is that fandom like kicking it to the top?
Exactly. And I'm not aware of that. I like someone. If somebody's watching this and you in the comments, and yeah, we could do a Google search. But if you got that information readily available, let us know.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it's the best thing ever. They gonna make 3 movies, no more series. That's it.
And now I know they lying. Now I know they lying.
They said they're gonna end it with 3 movies. What?
we ain't even got season 3 confirmed. A lot of these anime, they be right in the outro scene for the last episode. Season 3 coming soon. We will be back. We ain't even got that.
Nah, for real. And
like
the day Dandadan ended, it was either that day or the next day. They were like, "Yeah, we got approved for season 3."
But that's what I'm saying. That happened for Mushoku Tensei. That happened for a few other animes. They would just have already the mangaka might send out a tweet. It's something. I was like, oh, Kaiju No. 8 ain't telling us like an outro scene. We'll be back. Kafka and his fight will return in year 2027. Nothing. Oh, that was surprising. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of makes me think it ain't the hottest thing out.
It might not be. I want them to continue. It doesn't have to be a movie. Like it's never that serious for me for something to be a movie. Like, if you want to make a movie, cool, but like at least continue the series. That's all I care about. Let me get to the end.
It's definitely good enough to where I'm like, it deserves. Don't lower the budget. Keep it going. Finish it strong. Let us see that ending that the manga fans hated. I think it's definitely good enough for that.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to these other anime. We got Clevatess, Tougen Anki, Lord of Mysteries, and The Rising of Shield Hero Season 4.
Clevatess. I'm gonna be real. I was not going to watch it. I seen all these TikTok fans, all these folks talking about, oh, my anime of the season. Kaiju No. 8, 100 out of 10. Tougen Anki, 5 out of 10. Clevatess, 1,000 out of 10. I'm like, is Clevatess actually good? I go read the little synopsis. I'm like, is that actually good? That don't really pique my interest. But I kept seeing people talking about Clevatess. Bit the bullet. Turned on episode 1. Yo, did this come out when Berserk came out or something? Why did shit look like this? This like it came out when Ghost in the Shell and Akira was releasing. What's with this animation style? Wait a minute. The animation's fluid. They moving real smooth. I'm over here Google searching. Oh, they purposely did that. They went for the old art styles, but did modern animation style techniques. Okay, cool. Got past that. Oh, it's kind of dark. These MFs got ripped up. They got murdered. Like Phoop. Murdered. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm not lying. Antoine, am I lying?
You're not lying.
Like, it caught me off guard. I'm like, oh, this ain't your typical fantasy. This a dark fantasy. So now me, as a dark fantasy fan, I'm like, okay, now y'all locking me in. And I'm watching it in dub. The dub was actually pretty freaking good. They got their little collectible weapons. Somebody's immortal now because they sold and got inhabited by a demon's dark essence. They didn't introduce this one chick who's being... I don't want to use the triggering words and things that can come with that. But let's just say it's in medieval times, and they show you
they get in medieval. Got it.
Yeah, the inequalities like some Game of Thrones level.
They're in medieval times, and this shit is getting medieval. Got it.
Yes, and you throw in the fact that you got this demon, like one of the 6'4" crazy. I forgot the name because it's been a while since I've seen the series. But basically, it's like one of the big 4 hunchos of demons. They each own a region of the world, basically, and he's basically trying to understand how the world works around him because now he done basically took in this orphaned human child, and he's like, oh, well, I guess I gotta raise it. Let me find someone to milk it. Let me find a human to take care of it and show me what to do. And now the politics of all these human nations, they go into their wars, utilizing demon essence to create weapons. It's a lot. It's a lot that they throw at you. But the pacing's good. I never felt overwhelmed like one of these other animes we're going to talk about. Despite me loving it, I didn't feel overwhelmed. And I think I binge watched this entire series in like a day and a half. Like, I got hooked instantly and loved it.
Okay.
Interesting. So, I started Clevatess kind of just on a whim. I mean, I had heard nothing about it. I was at work one day, and I was like, oh, let me just click on something.
Incriminating himself. Yeah, he said, look, I just did it on the whim. I was at work. I wasn't doing shit. I said, what's this about?
For the long-term Blerd Mob fans, for the long-time Blerd Mob fans, I want y'all to recognize it went from Ryan work from home, he'll do nothing. Antoine outright saying, I was at work
only did it that
on the work time. Computer.
Look.
You see how he stopped himself though? He said, I just started on a whim. I was at work.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's what you do. You don't do nothing else. You ain't saving the world, creating code, nothing.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yikes. He didn't talk on himself in this motherfucker.
I ain't never done. That's crazy. That is crazy.
I ain't never slipped up on no shit like that.
I ain't never slipped up and said that. I ain't never slipped up. At least say on your lunch break, you said at work.
He said at work, at the desk.
Look, it's 9 a.m. The day just started. He done had one coffee, ain't even finished it, and already watching anime.
He 1 minute. What's this about?
That is insane, Antoine. That is insane.
It was one of my Antoine. When I ain't had nothing to do. So I open
you get down days, not down time, down days.
These are sporadic. They're not back and forth. There are days when you don't have much to do, so you try to find something to do. Right.
It's above me. You got it.
Let him defend himself.
So I clicked on it randomly because I think it was. I don't know if it was featured or if it was just in the recommended picks for you or something like that. But I just clicked on it. And I started watching the first episode, and as Ryan mentioned, they turned up in that first episode. And Clevatess showed up, went to them folks' kingdom, and he pulled up in wrecked, basically. And I was like, okay, yeah, so I guess the Nine-Tailed Foxes really have a rep that they must uphold. They must uphold. So,
and he did worse than Kurama. Oh, he went in.
Yeah, he definitely did. He murdered everything. Yeah, but
murdered.
Yeah, he shows up. He does his thing after the humans charted on his territory first. So it was kind of understandable. Honestly, I just wasn't expecting it for him to go as hard as he did. But it was a good story, and the animation, it does look like old timey. Which I wasn't mad at because it didn't look bad, and I've been watching anime for a long time, so I'm used to anime that looks like that. As long as it has a good story, we cool. But Clevatess has been good to me. I didn't place it like really high, and it's probably because I was kind of like casually watching it. I didn't hear anything about it. I was kind of just like, I have nothing to do. Let me put this on. Maybe I need some background noise or something like that. But even with that, it was good. The story was good. They really got straight to point. And I like that about it. It was no real. They didn't take too long to build up or anything like that. It was just good. But I'm looking forward to what they got coming in the future. I'll say that much because the story was good.
Yeah, and it tackles quite a few dark themes. It's not really bright and cheery at all. Like, it has those typical action tropes that you like. Like, even the what do they call the legendary weapons in this one, Antoine, that are smithed by the leader of the kingdom that got destroyed, the red ones?
I can't remember.
It's been too many shows coming out. I'm forgetting stuff.
Because I can barely remember the folks' name in there, to be honest. I remember the main character, but
yeah, like, they got these legendary weapons, and that plays a part in the world's economy. These nations got a lot of different wars going in the background. So it's one of those things where, I don't want to say if you want an anime version of Game of Thrones, but if you want an anime that has depth to the degree of politics, action, nuance in people's personality. No superheroes versus supervillains. It's more so a lot of people in that gray area where they're really trying to figure out their place in the world. If you like those aspects of like certain series, movies, and shows, you will get a lot of that in Clevatess, and that's what I really appreciated about it. Like, I did not expect myself to fall in love with this anime like that. Like, I was just like, oh, y'all keep hyping it up. Let me go watch it. I ain't gonna watch the Water Magician or the Silent Magician, whatever else y'all talking about. But this, let me just give it a shot, and I loved it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I won't say I love it yet, but I feel like it's something that can grow on me a lot more than it already has. So, should give it a watch, Phoop.
Well, I gotta.
She need to watch Gachiakuta.
I was just gonna say I gotta get caught up on Gachiakuta first.
Well, if you just sit around after you catch up with Gachiakuta and you're like, I need something to watch, and you like, oh yeah, Clevatess.
After I watch that much TV, I ain't gonna want to watch no more TV. You gotta take breaks.
Yeah. And just to clarify, Phoop, like it's an old school art style, and when I say that, like muted colors, it's not overly saturated. A lot of them are kind of grayed out, but the animation itself is actually very, very smooth. It's the art style that gives off this old-timey vibe, but in my opinion, it seems as if they're doing it to play into like the grittiness of the series. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched like series like Death Note, like something that people say is like, I would not want to see Death Note get reanimated and get the Demon Slayer treatment because they feel like that'll take away from like the horror aspects of the anime. Mm-hmm. It's as if they applied that thinking in this anime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other 3 anime on the list, Ryan, that's all you.
I watched Tougen.
Let me do my
But Tougen Anki was good.
All right, I'm going to be negative with Tougen Anki, so you go first, Antoine.
Antoine said it was good, which sounds like the opposite of what you want to say.
I would say I'm not mad at
Ryan said this shit sucked.
I'm not mad at is it Tougen Anki?
I think it's Tougen Anki. Something like that.
The show, the Tougen Anki. So I'm not
my favorite thing about Antoine talking about these animes is that he never knows shit about it. Ever.
I never know the names. Like, I never remember the names.
He don't know the aspects. What's the name of the instruments? We don't know. What's that character name? I don't know. I don't remember half the shit of that anime.
No, wait. I would defend Antoine because when you watching like more than 3 animes at once, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't remember the name of all these power systems and intricate details. I'm sorry.
It just like when I be trying to remember the names of multiple people in multiple different anime shows, it just don't work for me. I just be like, I know the main characters when they show up and all of that. I know what the plot is. I know what's going on. That's all I need to know.
Because my thing is, it's because I know Antoine. I was like, I know Antoine watched it. I know he was there, but he's not proving on this podcast that he was there.
Don't let the super anime fans. You freaking normie anime tourists. You don't watch anime.
I was like, I know that he knows what happened. I know he knows. But when he talks about it, it's like, damn, Antoine, what do you know?
But yeah, with Tougen Anki though, it's a pretty good show to me. I like the animation is good. The story is good. How they set that all up. I like the power, the abilities that everybody has in the show. I can't say that it's really anything unique about it because we've seen a lot of shows where they like have blood manipulation. I guess the way that they do it is different probably, but I'm not mad at it. The main characters are good. I like the characters. I like kind of just where the story is going. I forget what the families are called, but basically they got this war going on. Yeah, they've had this war going on. They've been going against each other. And so the Momotaro are the ones that they're trying to kill. The ones with the blood abilities, remind me, Ryan?
The Oni. Yeah. The Oni. Yeah, it's Oni, and you're following the story from the point of view of the Oni.
Yeah, so the Oni, they're trying to live their best life out here, but the Momotaro, they ain't having none of that. And so anytime they see them, it's basically on site. So you got your regular Ani that are trying to live regular civilian lives, just not to be found out by the Momotaro. They trying to live amongst the people without showing any abilities or their blood types or anything like that. But then you got the ones that are especially good with their abilities. They're going to this like a school basically. They're going to this school to try to develop their abilities, and I guess I don't know if I guess they're trying to beat the Momotaro, so I guess they're trying to take over, or not really take over, but I guess they're just trying to reestablish their power or their place in civilization. But it's been pretty good to me. I'm curious to know what you don't like about it.
All right, I don't agree with nothing Antoine said. I don't agree. I don't agree with
shit sucks.
I don't agree with shit Antoine said, except for one thing: it ain't unique. I'm gonna be real. I'm glad you liked it, Antoine, because I'm gonna be real. When I checked out Tougen Anki, I think my expectations were too high. Because when I hear, oh, this anime is like the reverse of Demon Slayer, instead of you following humans trying to survive as they're being like tormented by these random beasts, whether it be demons or kaiju, and this one is Oni. The humans, you're following the perspective of the Oni. So I'm thinking this anime is finna go to the route of, say, Tokyo Ghoul. Like, it's finna challenge your thinking, make you be like, wow, if I lived in a world where there was like beasts amongst us and the only way they could survive is by eating us or whatever, like vampires in Twilight or whatever, how would that make me view them? How would my relationships with them be? How would I feel once I find out this random human that I went to college with is actually an Oni? I'm thinking they're going that route. I'm thinking they're probably going to go the Parasite the Maxim route, where it's like these creatures are coming in and, hey, they just here to survive. It's not that they're evil. It's not that they're malicious, but they got to eat something. They got to eat something to survive, and it's humans. Instead, we jump in. Episode 1 of Tougen Anki. Instead of seeing this main character, you already get it. Okay, because you read the synopsis. Okay, this main character, you find out he's an Oni, cool. He got the typical ignorant shonen main character archetype. Father in his life, I love you, but I'm tough on you and I whoop your ass because you're stupid and all that good stuff. Main character likes guns. I'm thinking, okay, we finna get like 2 or 3 episodes at least, where it's this guy traveling in human society and building these relationships, seeing on the news that Oni are bad and blah, 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 and he hates them himself. No, we don't get none of that. Within a few freaking minutes, the story gets going. Okay, Momotaro comes in. Hey, man, father of this guy, you are former Momotaro. How dare you take care of this Oni? Because he's my son. And I love him. And now he dies in episode 1. Like, all of this happens in episode 1. The main character we see is full Oni powers. He goes full on berserk, and that's when and somehow he defeats this legendary character. I'm already assuming that once we get deeper into the story, because now the Oni Momotaro that invaded the Oni agency, their school or whatever. I'm already assuming that because they're looking for the MC, it's finna become the person you hurt, he's like one of the 4 great pillars of the Momotaro agency or some shit. And it quickly jumps you into it. And what I thought would have been a unique premise, we're following the perspective of the Oni instead of humankind. You don't really explore it at all, because the second you get to the point where, I'm in this school, I'm trying to learn, I'm building all these friends with Oni, it doesn't feel any different than following humans. Like, and people's like, it's like the reverse of Demon Slayer, but you never feel that. It's not as if you're following the demons as these demons who are. But that's how they approach it, because I'm demons with blood powers who go berserk, and Momotaro were these people that were created to protect humans over time. It's just now they're a little bit more on the aggressive side because Oni are in hiding. But they never really tackle that nuance in the plot at all. Maybe they get to it later on, but the fact that we never get to it, it's like that uniqueness doesn't exist anymore. They're basically just a team of people, and every trope, I swear to God, they show it. This nigga's Natsu, Naruto, Goku, and everybody else all in one. then before we even build any relationships, you already find his Vegeta, his Sasuke, his Gray, his whatever. Because, you got a sour attitude and I don't like you. And guess what? The guy wants to hunt down his dad. Oh wow. Yeah, bitch, that sounds about right. You got that trope. You got that trope down in the bag. Okay, maybe there's something else unique. Okay, next thing. You got this soft ass Hinata ass girl who ain't got no fucking personality with a secret power where her blood protects her. I'm in love. Oh my gosh, Shiki, you're so amazing. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, now I know how emotions work and I'm so flustered by you. Oh wow. Okay, 3 in 1. Guess what they got next, Phoop? Big titties. We got big titties on the Momotaro, and Shawty ain't even drawn right. Like her titties look like I don't want to cuss too much. You look like some Z cups, a 36 Z cup. They look square and weird as she hunting them down. Another character, the old girl with the short blonde hair, she got 36 Y cups protecting. Oh, guess what? Another trope. This dude's the soft. I don't know how to fight. I'm so soft spoken and life is hard. But all of a sudden, in one episode, I get motivated to protect her because I thought about this one little girl from my past as a kid that makes me want to protect my friends. And I've overcome my anxiety in one episode. No build up.
Can I just say
it goes back to the way he was before.
No. Let me. The juxtaposition on the way that Antoine described this anime to how you're describing this anime is so fucking funny. This shit is hilarious.
And that's why I wanted Antoine to go first, because I don't like leaning on negativity when people are having their fun and they enjoying stuff. Mm-hmm. But for me, like Tougen Anki, like is literally like when people use the word mid so freely, this is literally average battle shonen anime. Every trope you can think of, if you've seen a character more than three times in an anime in terms of how they act and carry themselves, they're in Tougen Anki, and they don't have any extra depth. It's just the clip notes. The power system is probably the most unique aspect because it's the Fire Force approach, in my opinion. Everybody uses this one element and they build from it. Instead, that element is blood. That was unique. However, the graphics suck. I hate how they utilize CGIs. I don't feel like they're utilized at all. They use a lot of PNG freeze frames where basically it's like,
I hate that shit.
I'm charging in.
That shit.
Like, it's literally I'm charging in. My saws are moving on my arm. And then next thing you know, next shot, I'm over here. A lot of blue slashes. Yeah, I cut you up. No. Am I lying, Antoine? Please say I'm not lying about that part. Am I being biased on that part?
You're not wrong.
And then the only movement you do get is this 3D CGIs, which don't look pretty. Like the little monsters coming into the Oni agency that look like little skull dogs or whatever. They just moving like that. No flux. No, like you can tell the budget wasn't high for this anime at all. I'm gonna be honest. It ain't no higher than a 5 for me.
That's understandable. They did hit a lot of tropes. The big breast thing was definitely unnecessary. Her character, the girl who made
boobs.
Yeah, that was definitely unnecessary.
They unnaturally like.
I did question it when I first saw those characters. I was like, that's kind of unnecessary, but I was like, okay. And then I also didn't like the personality of the girl who has the big protective blood thing, monster thing, because I was like, oh, here we go with the usual female. She's just here. She's like, oh, I'm so timid and all of that type of stuff. They definitely hit that in the mark, and I didn't like that. It definitely isn't a show that was just like up there, but it was an easy watch for me, and I definitely see it from the perspective of we're seeing it from the other perspective, basically, not from the regular humans. We're seeing it from the people that the humans basically hate. But it was okay to me. I guess I had no expectations for it. So when I watched it, it was just like, okay, this is cool.
See, and that's the thing. It's like, I'd say this. Here's how I feel about Tougen Anki. If you just love battle shonens, like you just love battle shonens, and I'm someone who loves battle shonens, if you really want something to just play noise in the background, turn your brain off and enjoy it with nothing really too unique about it except for possibly the power system, that's Tougen Anki. If you just want to get your feel, that's that. But what really like also threw it down a notch comparison is to Thief of Joy. I'm gonna just be real. We got Kaiju No. 8 releasing, which is still follows a lot of battle shonen tropes, but it does a lot of things well. We got Dandadan releasing. We got Gachiakuta releasing. We got Lord of Mysteries releasing. And then One Piece is still ongoing. So when I watch all these animes that still have like their unique aspects, obviously there's a formula they follow, but there's something different about each of them. Each of them play on something that makes them strong. And I get to Tougen Anki, there's nothing strong about it. I'm sorry, it made my head hurt. And then the animation trash. I'm sorry. Then y'all make busty women and y'all can't even do that right.
Y'all can't even draw titties right.
Y'all can't even draw titties right. That's the little bit of animation they do. I don't even think they bounce, honestly. Like, the animation is so stiff, I don't even think they bounce.
Ryan said, I don't even bounce. I'm through.
Breast implants. He said y'all drew breast implants on
like,
these women.
They got the old school silicone, not even the good shit. Like what are y'all doing? Like, Phoop, I'm sorry. I would not recommend Tougen Anki. In my opinion, that's the biggest disappointment of this season, this recent summer anime season. Am I going to finish it? Maybe. I'm going to try to, because I got to drop a review just to hate at this point. Just to really see it through.
You went in. You gotta put out scores for this. The way you just went in.
And people are going to see Antoine give it like a nice little 7 out of 10, and they're going to see me 4 out of 10. And it's like, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't be a hater for fun.
Antoine got to give it that grade curve. You flunked. And here's your curve, so you score a little bit higher than what
exactly. You still made an F, but because the whole class failed, you get a C-.
Yeah, we're gonna give you this. So Antoine gonna give you that curve.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a little grace. I'm gonna give him because I didn't watch it and hate it. I'll say that. So I'll give him some grace.
Yeah. Outside of that, moving on to the next list, because I don't think Antoine watched these with me. Lord of Mysteries, that was my anime of the season. That was the top one for me. The flaws. I'm going to do the flaws first. It throws too much information at you all at once. Even the intro, like, honestly, you have to watch the intro at least 5 episodes in a row, because you really have to let the power system sink in, because it basically scratches the surface of what the power system is, and that plays a huge role in you understanding the anime. And after the first 3 episodes, that's when it starts to like slow down and catch a rhythm to where you're like, now I'm really keeping up with what's going on. But that pacing in the first half, oh my god, I had to wiki up on my phone within the first 15 minutes of the first episode, not gonna lie. But I loved every aspect of it. The story for Lord of Mysteries is absolutely beautiful. The characters are, I gotta one of the, I don't want to spoil it, but one of the first few characters that they really killed off that you develop a relationship with, I actually felt that death. The power system, despite how confusing it is, it's almost more confusing than Nen. I'm going to be honest. It's almost more confusing than Nen and Hunter x Hunter. And I still absolutely love it, because the way they tie each branch of abilities that you can follow, they tie to gods and eras in time. And it's really cool how they approach that. The animation style, absolutely beautiful. High fantasy, not high fantasy. It goes into like the steampunk Victorian era level of fantasy. And it actually plays a part in the story when you look at that setting and those art styles. It's really beautiful. The characters actually lovable. What else? What freaking else? The fact that they utilize these power systems and they connect it not only to the churches, but how they talk into like how they tie to how these gods impacted humanity, and how then that impacts how characters go through wars, how it impacts governments. You honestly forget that it's an isekai because you get so enthralled by the universe. And everything about that, I love. I love a good world building. I love good history. Sometimes I forget that it even is an isekai. Just write it off as a nice little fantasy anime. I even have volume 1 of the light novel. I have volume 1 of the light novel. And I'm probably going to read it.
Not probably.
Okay. I like the cover.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. But for me, even though this was my anime of the season, it's a hard recommendation. Because the things that I love about it are things that are very niche to me. Some people don't want an overcomplicated ass world and power system thrown in their face, and I can't get mad at that. Some people will look at the characters' mindsets. They don't follow your usual anime tropes, mostly because this is a Chinese donghua. If you ever watch something like My King's Avatar, which is one of the other donghwas I watched many years ago, their approach towards MCs and how they interact with the world is a little bit different than Japan. So I could also see that not being an immediate, not being immediately tasteful or interesting to typical anime fans. And I don't say that in a bad way. I just see how some people will be like, not feeling it.
Yeah.
But I love it. If anybody's like out there, I want to watch something different. It's out there. It's done. They fixed the subtitles on Crunchyroll and got the genuine ones. They even got the post-credit scenes, kind of like in Game of Thrones, where they be like behind the episode. Lord of Mysteries has that as well, and they're like 4 minutes each. All of those have been uploaded to Crunchyroll, but it's a lot that you got to take the time to understand. But the story, as the story unfolds, it does help you to understand the universe as well, and that's something I figured out like halfway through. Like, you're going to be confused, but it will explain it to you over time.
Okay. I'm not gonna watch it. I tried. I couldn't do it.
And I couldn't even get mad. Like, your reasoning, I was like, yeah, I could see this being an immediate turnoff for a lot of people. But it was my anime of the season for sure. Last but not least, Rising of Shield Hero Season 4. Not nearly as good as Season 1. I feel like every Shield Hero fan recognizes that Season 2 of that little turtle shit really dropped the ball. I feel like Season 3 was also better than Season 4, but Season 4 was still better than Season 2. They're really pushing forward with the story and how the Shield Hero starts going into these different kingdoms and is like really taking on his mantle as the hero. Is past all the trauma that he experienced. Now some people worship him, some people love him, but he still has to take on these political leadership roles and really support the side characters in doing it. But I feel like the animation dropped in quality. I feel like the story, albeit semi-interesting, it still has not grabbed me in the same way that Season 1 did. I like that they're exploring the side characters. I like that they're doing the world building, but now I'm hoping that when Season 5 comes in and it's the Phoenix, because it's like this is like a major battle, big turning point in the series, I'm hoping that it really grabs me again. Because I felt like with Season 4, I was watching it simply because I committed all this time to it, and this season ain't as bad as the worst season. Not because I actually loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's our summer 2025 anime recap. Like we said before, some of these mob reviews are available on our social media profiles, so make sure you check those out. And you can also let us know in the comments how you felt about our review, whether you agreed or disagreed. And Antoine disappeared. So we're gonna move on to a little bit of the fall 2025 anime season. The only thing I'm watching this season is My Hero, and I guess Gachiakuta because that's continuing, but new is gonna be My Hero. And I haven't watched the new episode this morning, but I will say I do like how they started this season.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you there. I'm watching My Hero, keeping up with Gachiakuta. I'm gonna keep up with Togenaki at some point, and the Chainsaw Man movie. But My Hero, it started with
movie, yeah.
My Hero started with a bang this episode. I'm not going to lie.
I'm a little bit, I won't say nervous, I'm cautious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking a word from you. When you say you're not nervous, you're cautious.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that this final season of My Hero is supposed to be like 12 episodes, which is a big cut in episodes compared to the previous seasons of My Hero that we've been indulging in. So,
yeah.
Now, it could just be that this is the end and there's no reason to stretch this out into a full 23 episode season. And if that's the motive, I'm fine with that. But I am curious to see how they wrap this up in 12 episodes, because given the first episode didn't focus on Deku at all, how many episodes is it going to take for us to get to Deku, get to that big climax point of this whole war, and how are we going to wind this down to conclude the series as a whole, not just the season, but the series as a whole in 12 episodes?
Yeah. I mean, even though I get that, I will say this. The last season did do a good job at closing out all of the side battles. Like, you got the Todoroki family and their whole battle with Dabi. That was done. You got Uraka with Froppy against Baby Girl Who Like Blood and shit. That whole major fight ended. You got the Twice clones coming down, but I don't know if that's going to be something that they're going to focus on fixing up. Or is it like, oh, we're going to dedicate 2 episodes towards ending this, power friendship or some skill or technology is going to fix that. Like, at this point, the only thing we're really focused on is All For One, Shigaraki, Deku, and All Might.
And that's fair.
Yeah, because like outside of this, I mean, all the main characters from the main villains to the heroes that we actually like are attached to, they're out of commission.
That's fair. Bakugo out. Like you said, the Todoroki family then did their thing. Uraraka then did her big one. And honestly, when you put it that way, if this whole season is just wrapping up this whole one for all for one cycle, fair.
Yeah. And that's what it's given. It's given like this All Might versus One for All fight. I haven't watched a new episode for today. I doubt this is going to last more than 3 episodes. And after that is All for One, Deku, and Shigaraki. Maybe Bakugo might be revived for like a split second. I don't know. But I think it's just going to be focused on them and the inner powers of all of the other holders of the abilities helping Deku out at this point.
As long as we don't slow down, I really just want them to keep like pushing it forward. Like the only time we need to start winding down is when it's time to start wrapping this shit up.
Yeah, because like I'll say this: it's at a point. My Hero is one of those few animes that lasted this long, and I never really felt the need to go back and rewatch it. Like there was we already talked about it, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but like there were so many ups, so many downs. The downs really hit you, especially after the stain arc and the tournament arc. After that, you really go into that little student stuff where they're going against each other, and it really just drops the ball. And I feel like, even though I don't absolutely love the series, I'm glad that I've made it to the end and I'm able to like reap the rewards of finishing this series out.
Yeah, because My Hero was really losing me until we got to that 5th season. Until we got to season 5, My Hero was really losing me. So like these past couple seasons, I honestly feel like these past couple seasons is us reaping the rewards of sticking with My Hero since the beginning. But I think right here, leading up to this moment, as long as they execute this well, I would not be mad that I sat here and watched all of My Hero.
Yeah, and also I want to give them credit. They utilize their characters. Like at the end of the first episode, we see Hero Killer Stain come in, and it's like that was one of my favorite villains. Like the bird big dude, I ain't really care for him. Even the villain agency, not the one with like twice and all of them.
Not Shigaraki's thing.
The one with the folks with the suits and
everything. With the corporate villain group.
Yeah, who I forgot their name. I ain't really care for them. I ain't care for Bird Big Dude, but I understand we had to introduce old girl with the endless healing abilities. Yeah. But I like that My Hero, they do utilize every character they introduce to us, and they don't forget about anybody. Like, I feel like at some point it did become the Bakugo and Todoroki and Deku show for like a good 2 or 3 seasons. Yeah. But now that I'm really looking at it, they bought out Buddy, who got like the little trampoline powers. They bought his little assistant nerdy girl who's helping out. They bought back all of these other characters. The girl who his friend with his booty out helped save. Her abilities is helping All for One to become a child, and that plays a part in them defeating him. Like they really did a good job at saying, okay, we didn't just introduce this character to you in season 2 just for shits and giggles. They still play a part in the overarching story, and I would give that to them. I will give that to them.
I think I appreciate that too. Because I agree. It was at a point in time where it was like, damn, they don't care about nobody else in the show but Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. But I think the fact that we're in this war and they're showing you that, we got to pull out all the stops. And pulling out all the stops mean bringing back in all of these people that you've seen through all these seasons of My Hero and showing you how they finna get down in this war.
Yeah. And it's just so weird because it's like, I wish I still loved My Hero. Right now, it's like I love seasons of My Hero, but I don't love My Hero as a whole, which is such a unique feeling. This is the only anime that I can really feel that, say I feel that about.
That's definitely fair. I didn't hear everything y'all said, but the first episode was good though. The way they brought things back in.
Yeah.
It was good.
I think we agreed on that. I guess I want to get your opinion, Antoine, because they were saying that this final season of My Hero is going to be 12 episodes, which is a significant difference between all of the other past seasons because, there were like 23, 24 episode seasons.
That's surprising. I wasn't expecting that. They're finna wrap this up then.
Yeah, well, this is the final season.
I know
they finna wrap this up, but I thought they was finna wrap this up like regular.
Yeah.
Not like
Y'all could
regular.
have put this. Y'all could have put this somewhere else. Golly, oh, that's
Antoine said,
interesting
"Why didn't
though,
y'all
and
turn this into a movie?"
I don't know because it is that also kind of worries me because I remember how the margaritas were saying they didn't like the ending of My Hero, so I feel like we're gonna get there a lot faster than what I was expecting, I guess, or maybe that'll
Yeah.
just be like the last episode or something like that. But yeah, I guess that's surprising. I was expecting more from them, really, because the way they started this season and last season as well, like they were on the roll, they were doing good, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is when My Hero is really getting back into their bag. They
Mm-hmm.
said, nah, we finna wrap this up. Okay.
Which I get. Like it's time to wrap this up. But I guess I was because of the pattern. I guess I was
Hmm.
expecting this season to go a little longer. But if they didn't feel the need to stretch this out, I'm not mad at them. I'm just curious to see
Yeah.
how we're gonna get there.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm thinking is, like, I didn't spoil myself with the My Hero ending, but I
Me neither.
don't think what they're mad about is the fights. If I had to assume, I
Yeah.
think towards this ending, it's probably is going to be some mental
I think it's the
friendship
conclusion,
thing.
like how
Hmm.
they coming off of
After,
it.
yeah, after war.
Yeah. I know a lot of them were mad. The one thing I did see, they were upset with Deku and Uraraka's love interest relationship with everything not being romance being explored, and I'm like, that's what I highlighted Dandadan for. Is not like many battle shonen do a good job of that anyway. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's not something I'm expecting in the first place unless they become adults and they're married. But I'm just here to finish out the ride at this point.
Yeah, we at the end.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm happy for them to wrap it up, honestly, because it has been a long time coming. So I guess
Yeah, yeah. Because when did My Hero first air? Was it college, high school?
let's
had,
see.
I
It
had to be
wasn't high school. It was
college.
probably
It had
like
to be
early
college.
college for us.
Yeah, it
Because I
had
think
to be.
Fairy Tail was finishing up when I was still watching the first season or two of My Hero.
It started 2018, so this like 7 years.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
about 7 years. Yeah, we've been going at this for a while now, so it's like it's cool to see it come to an end. And am I going to rewatch it? Probably not. Am I going to buy the
No.
manga? Probably not. Do I have some characters that I love? Yeah, but not
Mm-hmm.
enough to probably rewatch this like other anime I love. I might rewatch One Piece first.
Nah, we about to wrap up the My Hero saga and be like, yep, we watched My Hero. We was there. And that's
We
that.
was there.
We was there. But
We
Mm.
we should do like a special episode for My Hero, like a anime recap type. How did we like? Let's evaluate every season, like the grand mob review or something for My Hero.
let me
That's
answer. Let me
definitely
tell me.
interesting because it has been a lot. It's been a long time ago. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Like the only other
I
anime we could have did that for was Attack on Titan, but in the future probably Demon Slayer.
yeah.
probably yeah.
We'll put something together. We'll brainstorm. We'll see what comes
Hmm.
out. But let's move on away from the anime and moving into the TV shows because there has been a lot of non-anime coming out that we put out mob reviews for. So we're gonna talk a little bit about those um, and keep it pushing. First thing I want to talk about is Marvel Zombies. That shit, I think last year when me and Ryan were talking about Marvel Zombies and they had first announced that this was going to be a mature series, and in my head I was like, what does a mature animated series look like for Marvel animation for the MCU? And I think after that, Deadpool came out, and I was like, okay, so this is what mature live action content in the MCU looks like. But animation is a whole different ball game because you can do so much with
Hmm.
animation. And God damn it,
Did they do so
Marvel,
much?
did they do so much? My jaw dropped every fucking episode of Marvel Zombies. It's only 4 now. And my
Yeah.
jaw dropped maybe 2 or 3 times every fucking episode.
Hmm.
Marvel Zombies went nuts. Now I do have a complaint. Maybe I should have did like Ryan and started off with the flaws first and then went into what I liked about it. But the motivation, because one, I do want to preface this to saying for those who watch What If season 1, the What If Marvel Zombies episode, this is a continuation of that. So if you went into Marvel Zombies and you're unsure how they got to this point, all this shit started, go back to What If season 1 and watch that Marvel Zombies episode. But coming back, the whole premise was that Wanda, Scarlet Witch, is on some fuck shit and she's controlling all of these zombies. I think my biggest gripe with it is that I don't understand her motive. I don't understand her motive. I don't understand why she wanted Kamala Khan so bad. I understand why she wanted the powers of the Infinity Stones, but I don't understand why she wanted Kamala. And the way they ended it with a cliffhanger that could open up to a second season of Marvel Zombies, but it left me feeling unfulfilled. Like, even going past the jaw-dropping parts of this and how they brought in so many characters from the MCU and how different pieces of previous MCU movies played into this, I feel a little bit unfulfilled that I just don't truly understand what the fuck is Wanda trying to do with controlling all these damn zombies and using the Infinity Stones and getting Kamala and trapping her in this damn simulation at the end and shit. Like, I don't understand that.
I was gonna say my one of my biggest complaints, and now that you said this, because I didn't know before, I didn't know that I needed to watch the What If thing because I was gonna say I feel like I was kind of just thrown in, and so when I watched the first episode and I got that feeling that okay, we're just jumping right into this. There's no lead up to how this came out to be or whatever. I was like, okay, maybe this is just something they were like, let's make some zombies, and there's no real purpose or anything like that. We just wanted to make something that'll make y'all jaw drop. So I took it as that,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know there was actual lead up to it. That because I didn't watch the What If stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting. I also don't understand why she wanted Kamala. That was throwing me out because I was like, what is she gonna do for you when
The
you
only
get her?
The only thing I could think about is that there's something with Kamala's bangle because in Miss Marvel, her bangle's from space. Or if you've watched The Marvels, you know that her bangle is a space relic. The same
Mm,
way that they establish at the end of Shang-Chi that the 10 rings are space relics. But my
mm,
whole thing is if you wanted Kamala so bad for these space relics, why didn't you want Shang-Chi? So why wouldn't you want Shang-Chi either? And he also has these space relics. Like, I really
mhm.
don't, unless her bangle is more powerful than the rings, I really didn't understand why she wanted her so bad.
Yeah. Is her actual goal to get rid of the zombies, or is she just trying to put people in this infinite Tsukuyomi where they believe life is great and all of that? That threw me
And
off.
me,
I didn't
and
know.
me and my dad got into a debate about this because he thought that Wanda did a WandaVision or Infinite Tsukuyomi on everybody, and I was like,
Hmm.
no, she only did it on Kamala because at the end, Riri hacked the system. She said she hacked the system. And you remember Kamala basically started like glitching and was seeing
Hmm.
that the world around her wasn't real. So
Hmm.
to me, Wanda got her ass locked up somewhere, living, doing her little WandaVision, Infinite Tsukuyomi thing, making Kamala seem like everything's all right while she doing some crazy shit on the back end. But my
Yeah.
thing is if we would have got a little bit more explanation of why she wanted Kamala so bad, I would have been like, okay. But like, I think this could have used a couple more episodes just explaining that. But I think the never-ending doom of Marvel Zombies and every episode being some shit, I think they did a good job with those 4 episodes
It
in that
definitely felt
sense.
dark. And like the way they was
It
killing
was,
folks off, I was like, wow, okay,
oh my
Marvel. I
god,
was
they were going nuts. I was like, what the fuck?
I
I
was and it was one of those shows where it's like, okay, this is main characters. They was down too. I
They
was like,
was,
oh
oh my, yeah.
I,
First episode, they show you how this shit was gonna go down.
I must say, even though I didn't watch it, I'm probably not. I'm glad that you used the anime references for me to keep up. I was like, oh, so she got infinite Tsukuyomi. Oh, so she's a new Chiha. She like got these MFs under Genjutsu.
that's
That's
basically what she did though,
crazy.
It's basically what you did. Now,
Nobody helped
if,
me to keep up as an anime nerd. I'm like, oh wow, I see what they're talking
he said,
about.
I'm following. I
I'm
understand.
keeping up
I got
here.
that
Let's
word.
go.
As
Let's
far
go. Did they break out of it? Did they got their own gun, or what was going on here?
as far as the animation is concerned, the animation was solid. This is the same animation that they used for the What If series. And when What If first came out, the animation was groundbreaking to me because I've never been a fan of Marvel animation up to that point. Like, Marvel animation has never impressed me up until the What If series came out, and at the time that animation was groundbreaking. But now, after watching 3 seasons of What If, watching X-Men that had marvelous animation, and then jumping back into this What If animation for Marvel Zombies, I was like, this is solid.
That's fair. I didn't hate the animation of that.
Nothing really groundbreaking with the animation. I'll say the art style, if we want to separate it. Nothing groundbreaking with the art style, because this is the same art style that I've seen for multiple episodes 3 times. But the animation, the way that they were showing those zombie fights was nuts. Ryan, I'm going to tell you one part. I'm going to spoil one part to tell you how serious this shit is.
He said he was watching it anyway.
I'm going to tell you one part. Well, fine.
Tell me. Yeah.
Yo, they had Ghost as a fucking zombie.
Huh.
Imagine how scary that shit is. The way she's phasing through people, killing them as a damn zombie.
Okay, now that's a dope power. That's cool. Because I did like Ghost. I was like, that's she dope.
I need you to understand a world full of MCU heroes, and let's just say 75% of them are zombies. Captain Marvel is a zombie. Thanos is a zombie. Ghost is a zombie. Namor is a zombie.
And Namor was hard.
So how do you kill? So my only question would be, how do you kill zombies at this point? Because obviously you don't just kill them. Like, is there like a serum? Like, someone got a special ability just for them? The ones that were humans before they turned into zombies, you just killed them like regular zombies. Now, I don't recall them killing those superpowered zombies. Anytime they went up to one of them superhero zombies, they lost. They lost. Hey, if I see a zombie that can phase through a wall, I'm just gonna turn into one myself. I'm like, hey, just bite me. Hey, call it a day. I'm dying anyway.
You might just lay down and take it.
I'm just gonna be like just take me. I'm here, and I consent. It is what it is.
It was nuts. It was nuts. I was like, I did not know what to expect from this, because my plan was to only watch the first episode and just to see how it was. And after I watched that first episode, I said, I gotta watch the second one. I gotta watch the third one. I might as well finish this shit now.
Yeah.
I had to call everybody. I said, y'all gotta watch this shit right now.
Yeah, you were the only reason I picked it up and started watching it. I heard you talking about it, and I was like, and I was just sitting around one day, so I was like, let's see what it's talking about. And yeah, I was like, ooh,
yeah,
they done.
It's like how the limits that they push with Marvel Zombies, I loved it. Like this goes beyond. Like, Deadpool was like gory and it did its thing at the beginning or whatever, but this really pushed it. Like, Deadpool wasn't even in the series and they got down.
My friend sounded like the characters in Harry Potter pushed it.
Hey, push it, Potter. Like that. Push it, Potter. Like they. Oh my god.
Push it.
The other show that I want to talk about real quick that I was been watching is Interview with the Vampire. And let me go see what the guy's name is. Jacob Anderson, the guy who played Grey Worm in Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
And it's basically about this guy, this vampire, and he basically just wants to tell his life stories for it to be written like in a memoir. And the first time he met with this guy, things got a little hectic, but now he's bringing him back to retell his story, in a calmer manner. But I really liked it because I'm not a big vampire fan. But recently I've watched Twilight, I watched Sinners, but even like coming off of those two, I haven't really understood. I have a basic understanding of vampire lore, but not like a huge understanding.
Watch Underworld. Watch Underworld next.
Okay. But this series right here gives me a bigger understanding of like vampires and what it means to be a vampire and living so long and how they survive and things like that. And I also think it's really cool because they're living through like different historical events. Like they're living through the Great Depression, they're living through Jim Crow, they're living through World War II. And like what does it mean to your the main character is a black gay vampire. So just think of the layers of that given the time period that they're living in. So not only am I a vampire, I'm a black vampire, I'm a gay black vampire. So I was like, okay.
The funny thing is, only because I just went to Twilight in concert, Twilight had those aspects, but they didn't touch it. Jasper was a whole Confederate soldier, the one who dated Alice.
No, I was saying he was. I was
yeah.
Saying, yeah.
The black guy in the first movie who played Mr. Terrific in the recent Superman movie, you know, he said when he was talking about James, the one they killed in the first movie, I ain't seen nothing like him in 300 years. The movie still takes place in the 2000s. So he was alive in like the 1700s, possibly the late 1600s if he was born in the 1600s and turned vampire in the 1700s. So I'm like, oh, I'm surprised you even like being around these white vampires after going through all that stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they never really touched on that because Twilight was more focused on the romance. But I do like that what you're referring to actually goes into those intricate plot elements.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying because you're right. Twilight did have like areas that if we explored this a bit more, and I think King was telling me in the books that they do explore those nuances of these vampires being created in these different time periods and what it was like before they became a vampire and how it was like after. But I'm not reading the books. The movies didn't do me enough to even open the book, to buy the book, to look at the cover. But Interview with the Vampire really goes into, they introduce this the character that they turn into a vampire when she's like a little girl, when she's like 16. And it goes into, because once you're a vampire, you're immortally stuck in the body that you were when you became a vampire. So it goes into the nuances of her getting older, but her body not maturing, and her wanting these adulted things and nobody seeing her as a child, but at the same time, the people that were around you as a child are getting older and you're not. And it's like, that's weird.
Yeah.
So I like it. I finished season 1 last night. It's only 2 seasons. It's on Netflix. I would definitely recommend it. If you're into vampire lore, if you want to get into vampire lore, it's an interesting series.
If someone ever turns me into a vampire, turn me at age 30. Don't let me be too old. Don't let me be too young.
You can turn me into a vampire now. Honestly, I feel like I'm just at the right age.
Yeah,
where I could be a vampire. I could be a vampire.
We're at that sweet spot where we don't really get carded anymore, but we can be in like older like niche areas. We can go to a cigar lounge. We can go play at a golf course. Nobody's gonna look at us crazy. But we still young and fly enough to where we could be in a club and ain't nobody gonna say what they old ass is doing here.
Right.
Like we can still go everywhere.
We're prime vampire age.
This is prime vampire age right here.
Vampire age, like
25 to 35, prime vampire age.
Yeah. Wow, never thought about our age like that.
Yeah, like if you had to be a vampire at any point in your life, Antoine, I wouldn't even pick 21. My beard ain't come in yet.
I'm in my prime vampire age. That's all.
Yeah, prime vampire age. You know what? Phoop, when it's your birthday, because you the type of person to do this, put that in your caption, prime vampire age. Don't ask me no more.
Oh, I have something that I want to say in Orlando, but I can't say it on the podcast. I'll tell you after the podcast. But we're running a little bit low on time. I think, Ryan, did you want to say a little bit about him? I know we added them on the list.
So a lot of people probably know at this point I've been using that AMC Stubs list to the fullest. The movie Him, I'm not going to lie, I thought I was going to really love it based off the trailer, or at least decently like it. They played it off as this Jordan Peele-esque movie. I ain't watched all the Jordan Peele movies, but I love a good thriller. It seemed like they actually had some violence and elements of it that I was going to appreciate. They related it from a football player, and I'm like, well, I played in high school, so I guess I can somewhat relate to it. And when I watched the movie, the premise, the first act, absolutely phenomenal. They went into the psychology of like a black kid who's growing up in like not the best neighborhood. Like, you ain't just the most successful kid, but you got those pressures of your parents being like, hey, football is your everything. This is going to get you out the hood. And then having to grow up, your girlfriend's dependent on you, your friends, your cousins, your whole family is basically your management team, and they're all dependent on you. Something that's not really approached a lot when it comes to like shows, movies, and documentaries about like the experience of like inner city black kids. Because that's true. If you go to like any public school system, almost every black kid who plays football, that's like, whose dad was like 5'10" or taller, they've been playing since they was in elementary school, getting head injuries and shit. Mm-hmm. And like all of that pressure has been put on them for them to like exceed and grow because, well, education wasn't really pushed down your throat. Sports was like this thing that's going to get you out. So the first act, really approaching it from that perspective and how he then gets a head injury and it's like all of this shit is gone and how that affects his psyche. Perfect. When he gets in touch with Marlon Wayans, because Marlon Wayans is basically this legendary football player at the time, like think of him as Tom Brady, telling you that, hey, you're going to be the next Pat Mahomes, essentially. Like, well, it's Tom Brady saying you're going to be Pat Mahomes before you're Pat Mahomes. You're Pat Mahomes in college or high school. And he takes him in despite the head injury. And they go into like all of the thriller and suspense stuff where it's like the training is like tied to some psychological warfare-esque stuff. And it was really good. Acting, phenomenal. Main character, Marlon Wayans. I've never seen Marlon Wayans in that light. I honestly feel like a lot of these comedians probably are really good actors in disguise and they don't even know it. The acting throughout the entire movie, absolutely phenomenal. But then they lose me in the third act because the ending doesn't really tie anything together. It's almost as if they kind of rush through everything because at first it's like a slow burn thriller. Like, oh my gosh, that's happening. This is happening. I see the illusions and what it ties to when it comes to like Illuminati and how the owners of the football teams own all those little black kids running around. It's not like you own anything. You just here making a little bit of money and you a dancing monkey. Like they really approach those things that you see in a lot of like commentary. But it just wasn't well executed once you got to the end. Like once he like they literally put a sword in this dude's hand and he starts cutting folks' heads. And it's like it looks like an Illuminati ritual or whatever. But like they didn't really tie it back into how does this play now when it comes to your family? How does this affect your friends? What is your future now? Basically, you went through all of this and you just came out saying, yeah, I don't choose it. I'm good. And it's almost as if 15 minutes of the movie were missing. That's how I would say it. Like, if there was a director's cut, I would probably actually say this is a great movie. But unless that director's cut has 10 to 15 minutes of content that tie it all together, I still wouldn't appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews about him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I wouldn't call it horrible. Like, it's not horrible in the least bit. Like, the acting is, like I said, phenomenal. The premise that they tried to approach, not unseen. Like, it's not that it was never done before, but not done to this degree with the focus of how it affects these people. To my knowledge, it's just after acts 1 and 2, and that's a whole third of the movie. They just dropped the ball. Like, I would say this is one of those things, even though I don't think any of you will think it's amazing, go watch it. Just watch it once it's on HBO Max or something.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll watch it when it's free out.
Yep, when it's free 99.
Exactly.
All right. We're almost approaching the 1 hour, 30-minute mark. Anybody have any final statements about the anime we talked about, any of TV shows, any mob reviews that we put out that we didn't record stuff for?
Nothing that we didn't record. I think this anime season, because it's kind of light, I'm going to focus on catching up on my video game backlog. I started playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I got a few others I need to play. Battlefield 6 is out now. But I'm really looking forward to the winter season with Hell's Paradise, Free Rent, and a few others.
Yeah. I want to get caught up on. I want to get caught up on Free Rent too.
Really? It impacted you that much?
We talked about this.
We did. You said seeing the L's and how you actually got a soft spot, started warming up. Yeah, you did say that.
When my heart started growing 3 times inside.
Yeah. She said it reminded me that I do have emotions.
I do have. You do care. But no, I agree. Once you started listing off what's coming up in the winter season, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, this fall season, I'll probably just use to catch up on the things that I missed. I do want to play Ghost of Tsushima because I want to play Ghost of Yotei next. So, stop cutting on my PS5 and go on the Rivals. That's my goal.
Yeah. Plus, Phoop, we got Fire Force Final Season Part 2. It's free when it's Hell's Paradise. We got JJK.
Forgot about JJK. It's
fall season is finna be stacked, and then spring season got some decent stuff coming out too.
Winter season.
Yeah. No, winter season has stuff stacked, and then after winter, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We here.
We here.
Yeah.
We on the same wavelength.
We on the same page now. All right. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and shut this down. So thank you, Antoine and Ryun, for joining me on another episode of the Blerd Mob Podcast. And for everybody who listened or watched this episode, thank you. Whether this is your first time or 50th time checking us out, it is always appreciated. For more podcast episodes, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video and leave a comment and let us know how you felt. Also follow us on our social media platforms. Definitely for the mob reviews that we put out that we don't record for, we still put out our thoughts and our scores on our social media pages. So you can find us on Instagram at the Blerd Mob Pod. You can find us on Twitter at the Blerd Mob. And you can find us on Facebook and TikTok at the Blerd Mob Podcast. And with all that being said, this is the mob checking out. Peace. I would be curious to see as far as the Legend of Zelda aspect, because we know that live action Legend of Zelda movie is on the way. I would be curious to see how that goes, how much reception that receives.